Okay, so we're just going to go through a little bit about the launching and landing of the kites. As I'm sure a lot of you are aware, launching is probably where about 90 to 95% of accidents happen, and unfortunately we see it here quite a lot. People possibly haven't set their kites up correctly, safety line may have got caught, a bridle's wrapped around the wingtip, anything like that can cause instant uncontrollable kites, which are going to be really dangerous. The problem we have here, and you'll see with a lot of the just general kite surfers, is that they'll come into the car park from the road, set the kites up on the shingle bank here, and launch almost immediately. The problem you've got is that the wind's onshore, and it gives you absolutely no time to react should something go wrong. And I'm sure we've all done it ourselves. Most of us probably haven't been into the situation where we're out of control getting dragged into the rocks, but unfortunately it does happen. So what we want to try and do, and lead by example more than anything, is make sure that we launch away from all the dangerous stuff. We've got a big expanse of sand here. If you bring your kite out onto the sand, as close to the water as possible, then you're launching away from anything which is hazardous to ourselves. So other kite surfers, the buggiers, the rocks, the groins, anything like that. If something does go wrong, and we've got a lot of time to react before we're going to hit anything hard, so we've got loads of time to release the safety, to do whatever we need to do, and the kite's only going to come down onto the sand, so it's also much less likely to be damaged. The other thing we always have to do with lessons and with students is never allow them to launch the kite themselves. Now, it doesn't matter if they're on a freestyle coaching lesson. If we allow them to launch the kite and it's something wrong, faulty with the equipment, and they get thrown up into the air and land and break their back, then it's definitely us which is going to be liable. If we launch the kite and there's something wrong with it, the chances are, with being more experienced, we're going to see that before we even launch the kite, and we're going to be able to react even if we do launch it and something goes wrong. We know where the safety release is, we're always going to hit it straight away. The same applies to landing. So whenever I finish a lesson, I take the kite from the student on the water, and I fly it back in and I land on the sandbank away from the groins and the hazards. I don't necessarily put the kite down on the sand, I'll carry it up to the shingle so it doesn't get covered in wet sand, but I'm flying it and landing it away from anything which could be a danger to me. If we teach the students to do this, then the chances are that they're going to continue to do that as well. If we can launch as close to the water as we can, go straight into the water, and then come out the water and land the kite, the chances are we're going to reduce that risk to anybody, including the members of the public.